Hello, Christo Ananth channel members, viewers and subscribers. Very good day to you all. So in this video, we are going to have a very genuine review about the very famous journal of today. It is Brazilian Journal of Operations and Production Management. You call it as BJO&PM in short. So currently, the arts and humanities or maybe the management field people are now more towards this particular journal. Although there are no processing charges mentioned in the website, people are into this quarterly journal. So in this video, we will identify whether this journal is currently indexed in Scopus and Web of Science. So we'll also see what are the processing or maybe publication journals of this journal, because this journal publishes quality research papers, but there are some editors and reviewers who are going to charge you money and of course get their paper published. So without wasting much time, let us go straight into the review part of this BJO&PM. So this is the name of our journal, Brazilian Journal of Operations and Production Management. So you can short call it as BJO&PM or maybe BJO&PM. So that also you can mention. So the first search result which comes is this one, bjopm.org.br. You can find the links as well, and similarly Sci JR links. Okay, also those of the indexing websites which is associated with the particular journal, they are also mentioning the detailed information. Okay, so you can find here. So you can find this journal currently in Scopus as well as Web of Science as well. So we are going to check for that. So before going into the journal review, let us go into Sci JR. So we'll see Brazilian Journal of Operation and Production Management. So currently it's Brazil. Okay, so the publisher also they have mentioned. So the ISSN number 16798-171 and another number is also mentioned. Okay, so we assume that it is online as well as print number. Okay, so H index they've got 3. Okay, so coverage 2021 to 2022. So normally Sci JR, as you know, so they will be verifying everything and they will be publishing 1 year before only. So even if the journal is currently indexed in 2023, they will mention it as 2022 only. Okay, so no information about this journal has been mentioned, like homepage or maybe how to contact this journal, nothing has been mentioned. Okay, so down if you see there are some statistics, but I couldn't find much of the statistics. And down again going down, we are not having any comments. So we presume that this journal has no problem. Okay, anyway, we will cross check. Okay. So even if we go to scopus.com, okay, so we are going to choose this particular title. Okay, so Brazilian Journal of Operations and Production Management. Okay, so this is what you are going to take. Okay, so I'm going to paste this one. Okay, so I'm getting the suggestion. I'm clicking on this one. Okay, so here if you see Brazilian Journal of Operations and Production Management, site score 0.6, highest percentage 16%, citations 19 citations, documents only 34 documents. Okay, so that's the statistics with this journal. So if you can see the title, yes, okay, Scopus coverage years from 2019 till present. Okay, so this you should note into. So many of the journals they say like up to 2022, but they say okay in 2023 also we are indexing, not like that. Okay, so it is mentioned very clearly till present, which means that currently it is indexing. Okay, publisher, the same publisher what we saw here. Okay, so the same publisher name. Okay, you can find it in the Scopus website. ISN, there are two ISN numbers, 16798171. Okay, which is the same as over here. Okay, so the same information you can see. The added advantage is that we have a source homepage. Okay, so we'll check on to this one. So we have the Scopus content coverage as well. Okay, so here if you see bjopm.org.br, so what we saw the first link, that was the website. Okay, so we have cross-checked. Again we can cross-check, we can verify further. Okay, so maybe if you go into Scopus content coverage, you see from 2019 till present it is indexing. Okay, so here you see 60 documents. So it started out with 60 documents, 48, 36. So roughly over these years, over this span of 3 years, they are currently indexing only 30 articles. So suppose let us take in the case somebody, okay, they say you give any paper, okay, we'll try to publish. please don't go for it, because they are indexing, they are publishing only very less articles in this particular website. Okay, so 2023 10 documents. Okay, so that's the thing. Okay, we can check onto this one if we get any further information. Okay, so here if you can see, there is one particular title. Okay, the names as well. Okay, so 2023 currently view at publisher is there. So this is again an added advantage. You can cross check. Okay, so that links to the same page. Okay, so the title, everything you see with the ORCID ID. So that's how nowadays everywhere you get your articles indexed and of course cited in a stronger fashion. Okay, so DOI is also mentioned. That is also an added advantage. Again, we can check for the DOI if nothing comes into. So it's actually pointing into that particular DOI only. Okay, so you can find all the information. So which means that in SciOmega.jr and Scopus, the indexing or the information is fine. Okay, so next we will go for Web of Science. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to take this particular journal name and maybe you are going to paste this one. Okay, so if we get any further information, we see, yes, we get the information, Brazilian Journal of Operation and Production Management. So we are going into view profile page. Here you can see it is coming under ESCI, okay, which is Web of Science. If it shows like Science Citation Index Expanded or maybe SSCI, so that means it's a higher quality journal, but ESCI, okay, it is indexed in the Web of Science. So I'm going to click on this view profile page. So after logging into the profile section, I have already logged in. So we see Brazilian Journal of Operation and Production Management. Here you can see the publisher name and the ISSN numbers associated. So here we have the links as well. So it's a quarterly journal. The first year published is 2004, but 2019 only it got indexed. Okay, so full text formats both in PDF as well as HTML. Okay, so average number of weeks from the submission to the publication, it takes approximately 44 weeks. Okay, so it's a quarterly journal and also they take time, maybe like 6 months time for the entire review process to be done. Okay, so here you can check for the journal website. Also you can go for the publisher website. The journal website is pointing to BJO&PM.org. Okay, and publisher website, it is pointing to portal.abipro.org.br. so that should be different. Of course it is different, and this is what we have found out in the Web of Science. Okay, so this is all about the indexing. So indexing of this journal is perfectly fine. So next we go into this journal. Okay, so here if you can go with the about this journal. Okay, so they have given the information, both the online number as well as print number even. Okay, so the subject areas they have mentioned. So maybe you will think, okay, my paper is in operation management, or maybe my paper is in tourism, or maybe cultural heritage. So can I send the paper? So the best thing is you go through the scope of the journal and you can come to a conclusion whether you can actually submit your research paper to this particular journal. Okay, so other indexing sources they have also mentioned, like ESCI from the Web of Science, Scopus, Google Scholar, DOEAJ. So they have mentioned several of the things. So down if you can see, there are no submission charges, no article processing charges, but the editors and reviewers, they try to collect money through the backdoor event. So that is also possible. So this journal is currently licensed under Creative Commons Attribution 4.0 international license. So it's a good added advantage. So on the right side we see the indexing sources as well. You can click onto them and you can cross verify. So maybe if you have your research paper and if you want to publish your research paper to this quality journal, which means that make sure, okay, for any of the research paper, make sure the paper is well quality enough, and of course the Turnitin report, have the Turnitin report to be less than 10% or maybe less than 15%. It works really fine. So with regards to submission, you have to register and then log in and you have to submit your research paper. So when you are submitting your research paper, it should be like a Word format or maybe Word perfect document or maybe rich text format. Okay, so this format only it should be. Also in the paper you should mention URLs whenever necessary. So like normal research paper, you will have like abstract, introduction, literature survey, methodology, proposed system. simulation results and conclusions. So this is what we follow in the research paper. And most importantly, they have mentioned the figures and graphs should be editable. So if you go into the review part of this paper in this journal, so they have several steps. Like first step, maybe editor-in-chief will check regarding the scope of the paper, editorial policy, and afterwards it will go for formatting requirements. So everything, whatever the comments they are pointing into, please try to follow them so that the paper should not have any problems. Even though it's a Brazilian journal, the text should be written in English. So maybe they might ask, even some agents, they might ask like translation charges to convert into Brazilian language. So don't go for this one. It is mentioned it as English. So they have also given the formatting requirements as well, and make sure you try to include the ORCID link. As I am posting you in many of my videos, so if you are submitting a research paper, please include the ORCID ID as well, so that your paper will be indexed and there are more chances that your research paper will be cited by many of the quality and powerful researchers. So with regards to research paper, like many authors might include more of the self-citation. It doesn't really help you at all. Okay, so you can have, but to the minimum even, but not like 5 citations, 7 citations. It doesn't look really good enough. With regards to references, they are following Harvard style of references. So make sure you try to format it according to this requirement. With regards to peer review process, it follows a double blind peer review process. Okay, so make sure that you have reviewers in the relevant expertise. So there is also another special issue, so that can be found in the announcement, even in the call for papers even. So this is a special issue by some guest editors. So you can go through them. Maybe your research paper fits into this scope. So definitely you can submit your research paper via the login. So when we go into the editorial team section, you can find, editor-in-chief. So currently we have the editor-in-chief. Maybe in the earlier years, who are the editor-in-chief? So that information is also published in the website. So you can find all this information here. So even in the contact section, even they have given a relevant, address with email ID as well. So that's how the journal should be. So with regards to this particular journal, this journal accepts and publishes quality research papers. Also, those quality research articles, very less in number, is getting indexed in the Scopus and Web of Science. It's a very good sign that we have come to this journal. But some editors and reviewers, they try to get some money through the back door, maybe like $350. Okay, so that would be accounting to 28,000 in Indian rupees, and they are getting the papers accepted and published even. As long as your research paper meets the scope of the journal, scope of the theme that the journal is pointing into, everything is fine. But make sure whenever you come out with a research paper, you come out with a Turnitin plaque report and it is quality enough. For the sake of plagiarism, please don't paraphrase your paper, because your paper will not have much meaning into. This journal is really worth to publish your research paper, because you get both the Scopus as well as Web of Science indexing. And if you have any clarification, questions, please feel free to share them in the comment section. So I'm sure this genuine review would definitely help you for the day, because everybody is into this particular journal, because the processing charges which they collect is also very less. And if you have any positive experience or maybe negative experience, please feel free to share them in the comment section. And if you have any questions, doubts, clarifications, or questions even, please text me in the Telegram or maybe in the comment section as well. So once again, thank you for continuously supporting our channel. See you then in another interesting genuine review of a Scopus, Web of Science, SCI, ISI Index journal, or maybe UGC Care journal. Till then, collaboration is everything.